So can anyone just read?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We do our best to offer hope. QPR is a best practices approach to offering help, but like CPR, there is no guarantee that it will always work.
What is
Mental-
CPR? What is CPR?
Sir, it is given in a critical situation.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, mental illness is a chronic disease such as cancer and heart disease. Though an individual may valiantly attempt to overcome the illness, recovery is not always possible.
So we have to accept the fact that QPR is also one approach. It is an approach. So it is not a counseling in itself. It is not a counseling in itself. It is one approach which we can be used, which is being used by many people. So now let us try to understand the broad aspect in one slide. Okay. So one is the fundamental risk factors. Okay. Then you have proximal risk factors. Then the wall of persistence and cause of death. Okay. So let us talk about the fundamental risk factors. The fundamental risk factors, it ranges from genetic, gender, race, age. So these are the biological aspects which may be a risk factor. Then personal and psychological. Personal and psychological, the trauma, illness, culture shock or shift, values, religion and beliefs, drugs or alcohol. These all are the psychological aspects which may be a risk factor. Something the environmental too. Lethal means connection, urban versus rural, and model for society. Triggers are final straws. Crisis in relation, loss of freedom, fired or expelled, illness, major loss, and there are many aspects. The question mark here indicates it is not only this, these all are the aspects. There are many other aspects. Increasing hopelessness, contemplation of suicide as solution. This is what finally, in this complete aspect, what may come to the final is the increased hopelessness and the contemplation of suicide solution. Your wall of resistance is always there. Your wall of resistance. Should I do or I should stop? Your wall of resistance. Then the cause of death may be various aspects. And the question mark is, there are many ways. So the hopelessness is a common pathway. So here, break the chain anywhere equal to prevention. So if it is a chain, the hopelessness, it happens due to various aspects. The risk factors is a many. In between, if I'm able to break the chain somewhere, then prevention is possible. So what are the wall of resistance? Wall of resistance. Yeah. Can anyone read? Yes. Can anyone read?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wall of resistance to suicide.
Many.
Counselor, a therapist, duty to others, gatekeeper. Now, good health.
The voice is acceptable. One minute. Anyone else?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
can I?
Before please go.
Wall of resistance to suicide. Counselor or therapist, duty to others, gatekeeper, good health, medication compliance, fear, job security or job skills, responsibility for children, support of significant others, difficult access to means, a sense of hope, positive self-esteem, pet or pets, religious prohibition, calm environment, AA or and A, sponsor, best
Now,
friend or
this is,
friend.
in foreign countries, they have something called this. The people will be in touch with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Best friend or friends, safety plan, treatment availability.
So these are the various wall of resistance, which can be a protective factor also. So these are the aspects which we may be trying to use. As a psychologist, when someone is coming for counseling, first we have to search for the wall of resistance. The wall of resistance may be many aspects, even including pets in some cases. Because here when we read pet, there are several people who have told, actually I stopped because there is no one to take care of my pet. See, in the old age, there are many people who are, there is no one to take care of them, but they are having pets. The pet becomes very, very, what do you call, very thick with them. They become one with them. Your pet can change any aspect. We can just ignore it as pets. How many, I do not know how many of you have pets. Pets can change the thing. So that is also one of the wall of resistance. Let us try to see a small film.
People walk far too many lives, traveling the path to this day. Since 1937, over 2,000 people have died of Golden Gate Bridge. I feel lucky to be alive every single day. For the thousands that have died off the Golden Gate Bridge, I am of the 1% who have survived. So I was born on drugs and premature, and then I bounced around home to home. Nobody wanted to keep me because I was sick, and I got lucky. I landed in the home with Patrick and Deborah Hines. I had a great childhood. I thought growing up that everything's gonna be great, and then at 17, it all came crashing down. You can imagine feeling like everyone around you is out to get you, trying to hurt you, and trying to kill you, and you believe that to be the truth. From the extreme paranoia, I exhibited symptoms of mania. From the mania came the hallucinations that thought from vision. And so with that and the bipolar disorder, I just was spiraling out of control. I vividly remember writing my suicide note. People don't get it. I thought I was a burden to everyone who loved me. And because that's what my brain told me, because that's how powerful your brain is. I got off the bus, walked slowly down the walkway of the Golden Gate Bridge. People rode by me, drove by me, walked by me, and a woman approached me. And she said, "Did you take my picture?" She said, "Thanks," and she walked away. At that moment, I just said, "Nobody cares." The reality was that everybody cared. Just couldn't see it. I ran forward, using my two hands, catapulting myself into freedom. What I'm about to say is the exact same thing that 19 Golden Gate Bridge jump survivors have also said. The millisecond my hands left the rail, it was an instant regret. And I remember thinking, no one's going to know that I didn't want to die. In 4 seconds, I fell 75 miles an hour, 25 stories, and I hit the wall. And obviously, it was just the pain I'd ever experienced. I had ever experienced. The Coast Guard was amazing. He was just so freaked out that I was alive that he just dove in and brought me on board. And I said, "You know, people with blood spawning around the And I said, "No, Dad put his hand on my forehead. Said, kid, you're a miracle." My father took one step into the hospital room, and I looked up at him and I said, "Dad, I'm sorry." He said, "No, Kevin, I'm sorry." And if you think about it, both of our immediate reactions were guilt. Guilt that didn't belong to me. And even though I didn't die, I caused people a great deal of grief and pain. Just the day of my attempt still sits within me today. I asked my father if he still feared my death by suicide. He said, every time the phone goes off, his first inclination is Kevin alive. I had an impact on my dad. After the jump, the road to recovery was pretty long. I had 7 psych ward stays in the next 11 years. I still have all the symptoms I ever had: mania, depression, psychosis, hallucinations, all that's still there. I just know how to cope with it and I know how to beat it. I built a support network over these years of treatment so that I wouldn't be fighting this alone. So like, it's okay not to be okay. It's not okay not to ask for someone back up. So the families who live with the losses of loved ones, they didn't do that to hurt you or destroy your life. They took their lives because they were struggling in a great deal of emotional and mental pain. Suicide, mental illness, and addiction are the only diseases that we blame the person for perpetually. But people have died from suicide just like they died from any other organ disease. Today, no matter the pain I'm in, no matter the struggles I experience, I do believe that life is the greatest gift we've ever been given. And if you're suffering mentally, don't wait like I did, sitting in denial for so long. Because recovery happens. Living proof.
So this is actually one of the clippings for the QPR. The right kind of, so he was, one is, actually you could see in the video, actually he was talking within his own self, then he checks, then the coastal gods save him. Then the first aspect which is being done is to create hope, and how that this hope can be created. Even someone comes to you for counseling with the ideation, before referring them, say QPR question, persuade and refer. I will be referring them, but before referring them, I have to give them some hope. Now the hope, how that I can give? The hope should come to, they have to feel that hope inside them. That we can give that hope by asking them questions, and by persuading them that still there is hope. So how that can be done, that we will see it. Okay. Okay. So question to inspire hope. Now, the first one is Q. Q stands for question. P stands for persuade, and the last one. So, refer. So, can anyone just read? Rifat.
Yes, sir. Questions to inspire hope. What keeps you going every day? Who is important to you in your life? Who do you talk to about your struggles being suicidal? What are you looking forward to in life? What has helped you cope with very tough times in the past?
No, there is no necessity that these all are the questions will give answers to. And it is not that in a linear way you have to ask all these questions. Questions like this, particularly in the mother tongue. So the people who are watching this, if you are, I will be very happy if you translate these questions in Hindi and write it there itself. So you can just what keeps you going every day. How you can ask in Hindi? Anyone? Anyone think? What keeps you going every day?
Yes. आप किस चीज के अनुसार आगे चलते हो? क्या सोच के आगे चलते हो रोज? या आपका एम क्या होता है जब आप कहीं जाते हो?
Very nice. Super. Nilandaya, super. So like this, Nilandaya ma'am, if it is possible, I'll be sharing this this one. Even I will do one thing. I will share a PowerPoint presentation with a gap in between. Okay. You may be pertaining to Hindi, your mother tongue may be Hindi, your mother tongue may be Marathi, your mother tongue may be Tamil, okay, or Telugu. What is the equivalent? You can write it here. Okay, then you can post it in the group. Maybe that may be helpful for people. Okay, this is a small good gesture which we may be doing for the community. Okay, so what is a Qpr theory? The Qpr theory is three most at risk for suicide are the least likely to ask for help. Thus, we must find these men and women and help them where they are. And they are not only in our mental health officers. If we expect them to ask for help to get it, they will continue to die. So it is not that they are only in the mental health officers or clinics. Okay, they may be everywhere. So that is why the gatekeeper training. They may be sharing the thought with the near and near, the near and the friends or relations, anyone. They may tell something which may have a tone of "I am not okay. I am not okay." So when people talk with that aspect, then it is important to use this Qpr theory. That is Qpr. Qpr is ask a question and say a lie. So Qpr, question, persuade, and refer. So Qpr, it is not intended to be a form of counseling or treatment. It is a gatekeeper training, and this can be used by counselors and psychologists also, because when the people come, when you know that they need a psychiatrist help immediately, they need medications. Immediately, if we refer them, you please go to the clinical psychologist or psychiatrist. That is not right. Empower them and then send. Before empowering them, don't send. So that is where we have to use the Qpr. It can be used with adults. It can be used in the school setup. It can be used in the old people, anywhere. Any age group, before referring them, if they have come to our clinic, or if we know that someone is like this, we have to do this. We can do this QPR. So first, the many myths and facts. These are the things we may know it. So some of the things quickly we will see and go to the questions. If people in a crisis get the help they need, they will probably never be suicidal again. So is it a fact or myth? Is it a fact or is it a myth? If people in Neelam Daya, actually there is a problem in your mic. Yeah. Is it a
If
fact or
people
myth?
in a crisis get the help they need, they will probably never be suicidal again.
Is it a fact or myth?
Myth, sir. Once you help, also there are chances it repeats for some people.
Mostly the statistical figure. Mostly, if we help them, okay, there may be chances that it may not happen again. So if they suppose if they take it opposite, then we may not help it, isn't it? Yeah. No one can stop a suicide. It is inevitable. That is a myth. Fact is, if people in a crisis get the help they need, they will probably never be suicidal again. No one can stop a suicide. It is inevitable. But that is one of them. So this is the fact. Now this one, confronting a person about suicide will only make them angry and increase the risk of suicide. Is it a fact or myth?
Sir, it is a myth.
It is a myth. Confronting a person about suicide will make them angry and increase the risk of suicide. Others, you can put it in the chat box also. Okay. So it is a reward set. Okay. It's not a fact. It is not a fact. So what is a fact? The fact is asking someone directly about suicidal intent lowers anxiety, opens up communication, and lowers the risk of an impulsive act. Only experts can prevent suicide. Is it a fact or
Sir, it is a myth.
it's a myth?
Myth.
The fact is, suicide prevention is everybody's business, and anyone can help prevent the tragedy of suicide. It is not that only a psychologist can do, a clinical psychologist, a psychiatrist. The moment someone is telling, okay, then we will have to take the necessary steps. Yeah. Most suicidal people communicate their intent sometime during the weeks preceding their attempt. Is it a fact or myth?
Fact. It's a fact.
Suicidal people keep their plans to themselves. That is myth. Most suicidal people communicate their intent sometime during the weeks preceding their attempt. They may be telling to someone. Those who talk about suicide don't do it. People who talk about suicide may attempt an act of self-destruction. Once a person decides to attempt suicide, there is nothing anyone can do to stop them. Is it a fact or?
It's a myth.
Myth. Sir, it is a myth.
Anybody can give them a hope at any last moment also.
Yeah, myth. Okay. So once a person decides to attempt suicide, there is nothing anyone can do to stop them. Fact is, suicide is the most preventable kind of death, and almost any positive action may save a life. Okay. One of the aspects in the Qpr is suicide clues and warning signs. The more clues and signs observed, the greater the risk. Take all signs seriously. So what are the signs? What are the signs? So the strongest predictors may be a previous suicide attempt, current talk of suicide, making a plan, strong wish to die, preoccupation with death, thoughts, music or reading, related books, related aspects, depression, hopelessness and withdrawal, substance use, recent attempt by friend or family member. This is what we call it as a copycat. Copycat. This copycat usually happens even so that even last time when there was a suicide aspect in Tamil Nadu, several learned people, they started telling that don't just project it in YouTube. The YouTube, particularly the media, it sometimes carries out a senseless, they put senseless media that creates actually the copycat. So in one of the aspect, actually a girl died by suicide. Her final the final aspect has been live telecast. People told that it is not correct. It is not correct because then there may be chance that people start taking it otherwise, isn't it?
Yes,
So
sir.
these
We
are the
usually have in media rules, sir. The rule number 1 is you should not show blood, you should not show red and stains, and you should not show the procedure and somebody does something or somebody does something to somebody also. I don't want to use the words also at this point of time, like killing or assaulting or doing. But unfortunately, the present trend of the media, that is the highest sensation for them, which gives them lots of TRP ratings.
TRP rate.
So, which is a different thing.
Yeah, that is what
Only
happened.
Doordarshan and one channel follows it till now. Rest of them all new age media groups doesn't follow these ethical norms.
Ethical norms, and more than that, in YouTube now X, Y, Z, everything, everybody becomes a journalist even without knowing what is journalism. Isn't it?
True, sir.
It happens
Yes,
just like
sir.
the psychology field. Okay, the people who doesn't know ABCD about journalism, they become journalists. That is also a problem.
And they reconstruct the whole scene and show it in the graphics also to make it more easy and vulnerable for others.
Yeah, that is much more dangerous. So the direct verbal clues, I have decided to kill myself. I wish I were dead. I'm going to commit suicide, or I'm going to end it all. If such and such thing doesn't happen, I will kill myself. So these all are the direct verbal clues. Indirect verbal clues. I am tired of life. I just can't go in. My family would be better off without me. Who cares if I am dead anyway? I just want out. I won't be around much longer. Uh, Pretty soon you won't have to worry about me. See, this is one aspect. Okay, these all are the aspects. If translation is available, that will be very nice. Then behavioral clues. Any previous suicide attempt, acquiring a gun or stockpiling pills, co-occurring depression, moodiness, hopelessness, putting personal affairs in order. So behavioral further clues, giving away prized possessions, certain interest or disinterest in religion, drug or alcohol abuse or relapse after a period of recovery, unexplained anger, aggression and irritability, and unexplained withdrawal. Unexplained withdrawal. Sometimes unexplained mingling with the close friends, calling close friends, or the other family members continuously one by one. Okay, unexplained. That is without any aspect. Suddenly, someone doing like this. Situational clues: being fired or being expelled from school, a recent unwanted move, loss of any major relationship, death of a spouse, child, or best friend, especially if by suicide, diagnosis of a serious or terminal illness, sudden unexpected loss of freedom or fear of punishment, anticipated loss of financial security, loss of anticipated loss of financial security. It happens more nowadays in India. Loss of cherished therapist, counselor, or teacher, and the loss of people, loss of the closed ones, fear of becoming a burden to others. So suppose if I come to know that someone is having these aspects, then what kind of questions I have to ask them, and what kind of questions we should not ask. So if you are in doubt, don't wait. Ask the question. That is the first one is in queue. If in doubt, don't wait. Ask the question. Now the simple aspect is, I will tell you. Daily I will be getting minimum 3 or 4 counselings. Okay, in all the counselings, sometimes directly and sometimes indirectly I will ask. It is not that I will be asking the client directly. If the client is coming with someone, okay, first when I am talking with them alone, okay, I will be asking them whether they have spoken anything like this, anything, whatever we have spoken so far. These all are the aspects, whether they have spoken, whether they have spoken anything like, I would like to in my life, I will, I don't want to be burdened to you. I don't want to be near you. It is better to go off. Like that, whether the individual talks or not. This we will, this I will try to confirm from the person, from the informant. And if they say yes, then I'll be asking the other person also. In this aspect, actually, this particular aspect will be very, very useful. Suppose when they are coming, one minute, I will show this and I will move. So actually, in that case, okay. So this is actually Columbia Suicide Severity Rating Scale. It is called a CSSRS. Already last time we have discussed about 2 rating scales. Okay. Now one is the rating scale. The another one is they have developed something called 6 questions. 6 questions to understand whether they have any kind of ideation. So the first question is: have you wished you were dead or wished you could go to sleep and not beg. The first question. The second question is, have you actually had any thoughts about killing yourself? If the loved one answers yes to question 2, ask questions 3, 4, 5, and 6. If the person answers no to question 2, go directly to question number 6. Now the question number 3, 4, 5, 6 follows. Question number 3, suppose if he says yes, have you thought about how you might do this? 3. 4, have you had any intention of acting of these thoughts of killing yourself, as opposed to you have the thoughts but you definitely would not act on them? Have you started to work out or worked out the details how to kill yourself? Do you intend to carry out this plan? This is confrontation, okay? If they say no, the 6 is always ask question 6. In the past 3 months, have you done anything? Started to do anything? Or prepared to do anything to end your life? So this is actually the condensed version of CSSRS. CSSRS. Evangeline, I am in training. I will call you afterwards, okay? So this is this one I will, the CSSRS, the scale also I will forward you people, but this is a condensed version which you can which people can use it, the 6 questions. Now we will go to the aspects, okay? So the behavioral clues, situational clues, and if in doubt, don't wait, ask the question. If the person is reluctant, be persistent. Talk to the person alone in a private setting. Empathy is very, very important. Allow the person to talk freely. If the person is not opening the mouth, if he is observing silence, there are many aspects you can do. If the person is silent, he is not talking. What it means? You are there and you are asking questions, and the other person is not at all answering. What it means?
Sir, please ask again.
The person is opposite to you. Okay, he had some ideation which the because of that the people have the loved ones have brought him to the council. You are asking question and he is not replying anything. What it communicates?
So
Maybe
that
he is more introvert and he may be in more stress.
So there is
that
one thing
means
in
he was not
NLP,
willing,
neuro-linguistic programming.
to go for therapy. His family has brought him by force, and he is firm to his decision of ending his life, maybe.
So actually the one aspect is, in NLP there is a presupposition. The presupposition is you cannot not communicate. You cannot not communicate. You communicate always. Even the silence communicates something. The silent is communicating, as the report said, okay, either as doctor said, maybe it is he is having anxiety or depression, and the withdrawal symptoms are more. The withdrawal symptoms are more and the intensity is more, or as report said, all these things can be present, only then you will not reply. If the intent is not that, definitely they will talk, because the normal person will talk. Yes, sir, it is not like that. Like that, they may pause. So even the silence may communicate certain aspects to us. Give yourself plenty of time. Give yourself plenty of time means don't expect the answer immediately. You also be silent for some time and look at his eyes. In these types, one of the very important aspect is giving your attention to the body language. You can kill the silence by the silence. You can kill the silence by the silence. So if you also start building silence and looking at him, you will be able to see some kind of verbal or non-verbal communication. See, for half a second, you are not talking, and you are just looking at him with love, with care. Okay. At least the non-verbal language, the non-verbal communication will start happening. The stress will come out. Any aspect. Suppose if he is very much stressed, even though if he is silent, he may do like this. You are looking at his eyes and he is not looking at your eyes. So these all are the some clues which may give you an idea how much intensity the person is at. The intensity of sadness or grief or fear or whatever may be the thing. Have your resources handy. Always, if you are a psychologist, okay, you should have the psychiatrist number, okay, the local self-help group number. For example, always I have the Sneha number. Sneha in Chennai, they are the people who does this 24/7 help in Chennai. Like that, you may have the thing. So those things we should have it ready, so that we can use it. We can use it, and we can also share it with the person. Your own details, your own complete details. Okay. Suppose if the person is using WhatsApp, send a weak card. Send a weak card. Say this is a number. At any point you can call me, because the more you have the approachability, the severity reduces. Remember, how you ask the question is less important than that you are asking a question. So we have to ask the question. Yeah. Now, as far as the question is concerned, one is less direct approach. The other one is a direct approach. The sixth question which we have seen, whether it is a direct approach or less direct approach. The sixth question which we have seen just now.
Those are direct approach. Direct approach.
It is a direct approach. So first, always we can start with the less direct approach. That is, have you been unhappy lately? Have you been very unhappy lately? Have you been so very unhappy lately that you have been thinking about some negative aspects or ending your life? Do you ever wish you could go to sleep and never wake up? Less direct approach. The direct approach is, when people are as upset as you seem to be, they sometimes wish they were dead. I'm wondering if you are feeling that way too. You look pretty miserable. I wonder if you are thinking about suicide. Are you thinking about killing yourself? See, if you cannot ask the question, find someone who can. These all are the questions. Suppose, as a psychologist, you should be able to answer. Suppose tomorrow you are giving training in a school. Okay. Suppose, for example, this Qpr, it is one type of gatekeeper training. Okay. You are giving this training to in a school. For school teachers, you are giving this training. If one teacher is not able to ask, the teacher should find someone who can ask the question. Sometimes the direct approach is required, because that will help the person to come out of the silence wall. The silence wall, it will help them to come out. They may be thinking that talking about all these things are not proper, so they may not open. If you open up, they may come out. So one is indirect approach, the other one is a direct approach. Now, you seem really depressed lately. How are you handling it? Are you getting help? Do you think about hurting yourself? What do you think about your future? Are you feeling hopeless? Have you thought about doing something about that? And in between, see, when we ask these kind of questions, whether it is direct or indirect, In between, always have these things communicated to them. What? I ask this because I care for you. I ask this because I am worried about you. I am scared that you may be thinking of hurting yourself because of all these things which is happening in your home. Communicate that you are asking this question because you care about them. Then only whether it is an indirect approach or direct approach, they will come out open. Sometimes we may not get the answer when we are talking with the clients because we are not using this particular. This is also here also we can use this this as a sandwich method. Sandwich method is the first one is ask the direct question. Then in between put a carrying statement. Okay. Then repeat the question. The direct question, the carrying statement, the carrying statement, then asking the question. You seem really depressed lately. Do you think about hurting yourself? I'm worried about you. That's why I am asking. Do you think about hurting yourself? No. The first one, as I asked the question, then carrying statement, then the question again. Now that will help the other person to open it. How not to ask the suicide questions? How not to ask? These are the ways we should never ask. Hope you are not thinking of killing yourself, are you? You wouldn't do anything stupid, would you? See, suicide is a dumb idea. Surely you are not thinking about suicide. Be aware of your non-verbal clues. Even when you are talking something, your own body language, what is that it communicates? Never ever disregard the thought of the client. The client is having the thought. The client only undergoing some issues. Never underestimate his issues. Never underestimate, never overestimate. We have to acknowledge the issue and acknowledge the emotions. Acknowledge the emotion means, nobody will cry for all these things. Suppose somebody is failed in examination. Nobody will cry for failure in examination. No. We should acknowledge. I understand. When someone prepared very nicely, and when they fail in examination, they feel the emotion and the emotion like you. I fully understand. Acknowledge. When we acknowledge, they will think that okay, then what is that I'm feeling is correct. Then slowly divert that there are other options. Then P is persuade. Persuade someone to stay. Q is question. Less direct and direct. The direct is confrontation, maybe in Gestalt. Confrontation is much more powerful than direct. So that less direct, then even maybe confront. Then P stands for persuade. How to persuade someone to stay alive? Listen to the problem and give them your full attention, empathy. Remember, suicide is not the problem, only the solution to the perceived insoluble problem. We have seen the video. In the video, just recollect the video. Don't rush to judgment. This is the problem many people do, particularly in schools, the teachers. If they are not trained properly, they will rush to judgment immediately. Offer hope in any form. Now, offer hope in any form. What is that we have to consider here? What is that we have to consider here? What is that we have to consider here? Think. Offer hope in any form. When I want to talk about hope, what is that I should consider and talk?
That we give her assurance that we are not going to judge them at all. And we believe that they build up all the confidence to come back and stand as better as than before.
See, here when you are discussing about hope, keep the protective factors in mind.
Sir, we
Security, yeah. Your
studied
secrets
the
are safe.
hopelessness thing. We studied hopelessness thing earlier. We have to keep that into consideration because you said hopelessness is the pathway.
Yeah. What? So, if you look at the first one, the first slide, okay, this slide. This one, okay, the wall of resistance, okay. But we have to find out what is the wall of resistance, and the wall of resistance we have to talk here. The wall of resistance, when you talk here, offer hope in any form. If you talk here, that will help them in persuade. This is what in motivational interviewing that day I told, from pre-contemplation to contemplation. When you are doing this, actually what you will be doing is from contemplation, from pre-contemplation to contemplation, you will be moved. Then persuade. Recognize that they are having difficult time right now. Oh, you are really having a hard time. Really, that sounds really difficult. I'm so sorry to hear about it. I'm so sorry to hear about it. Now, team, I will give you 2 minutes time. The first 3 things. Okay, I want someone to translate in Hindi and tell it with as if your client is sitting in front of you. How you will tell? Like that, I want you to tell. Anyone? Come on.
Sir, from the beginning?
No, this wow, you are really having a hard time. That is one thing. That sounds really difficult. I'm so sorry to hear about this.
Okay. Wow, you're really having a hard time. Sir, I have to translate it in Hindi?
Hindi, yeah. Hindi mein, as if your client is sitting in front of you, how you will ask? How you will tell?
Okay. Sir, I will say, wow, आपने लाइफ में बहुत मुश्किलात देखे हैं and आपने उनको फेस किया है, उनके साथ लड़ा है.
So anyone else? Yeah, that's very nice.
May I try?
Yes, Manushi.
So आप बहुत ही मुश्किल दौर से गुजर रहे हैं.
Manushi, as far as possible, like a little bit, what do you call, the colloquial language, जैसे लोग बात करते हैं ना, जैसे we here is in that film ना, मुन्ना भाई, लगे रहो मुन्ना भाई, हाथ हृदय परिवर्तन, भैया ये बीच जैसे words जोड़. Yeah, 1 minute. Manushi will go ahead. Yeah, Manushi. Then Aarti, you can try. Yeah, Manushi, please go ahead.
I'm so sorry to hear about this. Oh, sorry. The second one, that sounds really difficult.
बहुत
कठिन लग रहा है.
ये
सुनने में बहुत कठिन लग रहा है.
Very nice. I am so sorry to hear about this. ये सुनकर जो है मुझे बहुत
दुख हुआ.
Isn't it? Yeah. Aarti Pathak, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The next Aarti Pathak, the next 3. So don't negate or minimize what the person is feeling. Avoid saying. Don't tell. Give it some time. It's no big deal. Suicide is not the option. Don't minimize the aspect. Yeah, Aarti Pathak, ये तीन को हिंदी में थोड़ा बोलिए.
Yes, sir. कुछ समय दीजिए इस चीज को. ये कोई बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं है. Yes, sir.
The first one. Tell again.
Yes, sir. Give it some time. गिव इट सम टाइम, कुछ समय दीजिए इसको कुछ समय दीजिए आप। इट्स नॉट
Arti,
ये
Arti,
कोई बहुत
Arti,
यस सर
give it some time. For example, और कुछ टाइम ले लेना यार.
Sir, may I?
Yeah, one minute. Rifat,
एक्चुअली
Rifat,
इस
Rifat, 1 minute. Rifat, Arti is
okay.
doing. Let Arti complete. Okay. Yeah, Arti, the next one.
ये कोई बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं
सुबह।
है, जिस फेज से आप गुजर रहे हैं ये कोई बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं है, लेकिन ये जो थर्ड वन इज सुसाइड इज नॉट एन ऑप्शन। ये सुसाइड या ये आत्महत्या कोई एक ऑप्शन नहीं है जिसको आप चूज
No,
करना चाहते हैं, इसके
even
अलावा
you
भी
can-
बहुत कुछ है लाइफ में।
Now here, when we are talking in mother tongue, even we can use the word same word suicide because people understand the word
Okay.
suicide, isn't it? Sometimes
Okay, sir.
it all depends upon the counselor. Okay, let them know that
Yes,
you
sir.
care and are concerned about them. I care about you and want you to be safe. I'm really worried and don't want anything bad to happen to you. Rifat, can you translate this in Hindi? Let them know that you care and concern about them.
Okay. Sir, I care about you and want you to be safe. मुझे आपकी फिक्र है and मैं आपको सही सलामत देखना चाहती हूँ. I'm really worried.
Rifat,
Yes.
ये जो आपने अभी बोला ना,
Yes, sir. I'm using actually Urdu.
नहीं, आप जो बोला ना वो सही
Yes.
है, लेकिन मुझे ऐसे बोलना है जैसे आपके सामने क्लाइंट है, जैसे मैं क्लाइंट हूँ, ठीक है?
Okay.
मैं आपके साथ ऐसे आपके सामने ऐसे बैठा,
Okay,
आप
ठीक
मुझे
है.
बोलना है, कैसे बोलो?
I'll
आप तो
try, sir.
लीड नहीं करोगे ना,
No, sir.
आप
Yes,
जब
sir.
बोलते हो वो बोलने समय जो है जो कैरिंग, एम्पैथी, एवरीथिंग शुड बी इन द सेंटेंस ना,
बिल्कुल
ऐसे
sir.
कैसे बोलेंगे? बोलिए, मैं क्लाइंट।
ओके मैं आपकी केयर करती हूँ और जो भी आप अभी फेस कर रहे हैं मैं समझती हूँ वो चीज़ें, लेकिन मेरे लिए सबसे ज़्यादा आपकी सेफ्टी इम्पोर्टेंट है एंड मैं आपको सेफ रखना चाहती हूँ.
Okay, anyone else? Very nice, Rifat, very nice. Anyone else?
May I, sir? Aarti, may I?
Aarti, yeah, Aarti, please go ahead. And if you come on the video, that will be very nice. See, anyone who
Okay,
comes on
sir.
the video, because see, the body language is very important in these areas. Body language communicates many more aspects. Yeah, I am the client.
Yes, sir. मैं yes. I care about you to be. मैं बहुत चिंता करती हूँ और मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप सेफ रहें, इसलिए मैं आपके सामने हूँ, मैं आपको काउंसिल कर रही हूँ. सर, am I right?
ये काउंसिल का वर्ड नहीं चाहिए. I care about you and want you to be safe.
Okay.
We are
Okay.
because the word actually it is not written here, and also the word maybe sometimes the word counsel itself sometimes for some people it is having a negative connotation, isn't it? तो पहली जो चीज आपने बोला था वो बहुत सही.
ओके सर.
मुझे जो है आपके बारे में जो है ख्याल है, आपका जो सेफ है, मैं उसके बारे में जो है
सेफ रखना चाहती हूँ. Yes, sir.
इसलिए मैं ये सब.
The another one is I am really worried and don't want anything bad to happen to you. मुझे आपकी वास्तव में बहुत चिंता हो रही है और मैं बिल्कुल नहीं चाहती कि आपके साथ कुछ भी गलत हो.
Super. Okay.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah. Then ask the last one, that is persuade. Then ask, will you go with me to get help? Will you let me help you get help? Will you promise me not to kill yourself until we have found someone? Your willingness to listen and to help can rekindle hope and make all the difference. Will you go with me to get help? क्या आप मेरे साथ आएंगे? Will you let me help you get help? आपका जो है जो भी आपको हेल्प चाहिए मैं उसका दिलवा देते हैं. क्या आप मेरे साथ चलेंगे? Will you promise me not to kill yourself until we have found some help? See, जब तक हम किसी को जो आपको जो है सहायता करेगा
सब में आए
या
try?
Yeah.
Sir, the third one is, will you promise me not to kill yourself until we have found some help? क्या आप मुझसे ये प्रॉमिस करते हैं? क्या आप मुझसे ये मुझे ये प्रॉमिस करते हैं कि आप अपने आप को कुछ भी नुकसान नहीं पहुंचाएंगे जब तक कि हम आपके लिए कोई हेल्प ना ढूंढ लें?
या कर सकते हैं. That should be in the way of asking a question with some. क्या आप कर सकते हैं? आप करते हैं? नहीं, कर सकते हैं.
Okay, sir.
Then.
क्या आप? Yes, sir. क्या प्रॉमिस?
आप मुझे वादा करते हैं. आप मुझे वादा करते हैं. प्रॉमिस को वादा बोलते हैं.
Yes.
Very nice, Nihari. So suicidal people often believe they cannot be helped, so you may have to do more. So R stands for refer. The best referral involves taking the person directly someone who can help, psychiatrist. The next best referral is getting a commitment from them to accept help, then making the arrangements to get the help. The third best referral is to give a referral information and try to get a good faith commitment not to complete or attempt suicide. Any willingness to accept help at some point of time, even if in the future, is a good outcome. So then here refer, okay, I would say it is a transfer. We should see that they land in some place wherein they get the complete aspect. Okay, so remember, since almost all efforts to persuade someone to live instead of attempt to suicide will be met with agreement and relief. Don't hesitate to get involved or take the lead. Remember, since almost all efforts to persuade someone to live instead of attempt suicide will be met with agreement and relief, don't hesitate to get involved or take the lead. Now I have more than 20 more slides with complete questions. Okay, complete questions. So what we will do, 1 minute. So remember, okay, so for effective QPR, अगर QPR effective होना है, say I want you to live or I am on your side, we will get through this. Get others involved. Ask the person who else might help. Family, friends, brothers, sisters, pastors, priest, rabbi, bishop, physician. Okay, faith healing. Faith healing, whether it will work. Search for it. Join a team. Offer to work with clergy, therapist, psychiatrist, or whomsoever is going to provide the counseling or treatment. Follow up with a visit, a phone call or a call. And in whatever way feels comfortable to you, let the person know you care about what happens to them. Caring may save a life. Caring may save a life. So it is not that today I have the WhatsApp number. Okay. Send them a happy Diwali message. Let them know that, okay, you care for them. You care for them. You remember them. You care for them. Remember, when you apply QPR, you plant the seed of hope. Hope helps prevent suicide. Yeah, hope. Hope ko, what you call it in Hindi?
Umeed.
Sir, Asha.
Umeed, Asha. Okay. Namlike. We call it Namlike.
Asha is the best word.
Yeah. Neelam, actually, there is a problem in your mind. Yeah. So,
Yes, sir.
Neelam ma'am, please use your mic. Okay. Ask directly, ask with empathy, make a connection. So this make a connection, it is very, very important one. Usually, Rati will be talking with all of you. She used to tell, connect before you connect. Connect before you connect. So make a connection, emotional connection, intellectual connection. Okay. See, when you are persuading, when you are persuading, always go informal. Informal talk. Try to connect emotionally, that you will be doing. If at all you want to connect emotionally, connect with people intellectually. Connect with people in the social aspect. For example, informal talks in between. Actually, where are you from? Actually, what is your birthplace? What is your hometown? Sir, I am from Ooty. Ooty. अरे यार मुझे तो ऊटी बहुत पसंद है. ऊटी में ही है ना वो क्या है ये botanical garden. I think in Ooty only you have this botanical garden, na? Or is it in Kodaikanal? You may know the answer. You know that botanical garden it is in Ooty. You will have to ask to divert the attention so that he starts talking with you. And when people start talking, na, subconsciously they get connected and they will start talking openly. Ah, sir, Ooty mein one day in Ooty you have botanical garden. Oh, is it? Have you gone there? Have you gone there? Yes, sir, I have gone. What are the other aspects? Actually, I plan to visit Ooty next month along with my family for a tour. What are the other places we can visit? The thing is, when he starts talking about the places now, good things are coming to the mind. Good things are coming to the mind that can recreate hope. Find out the ways in which you can have the informal discussion. Through the informal discussion, try to create hope. Try to create hope. That will always help in helping the person to live more. For example, what happened a few years before? I had a woman. She came with the suicidal ideation because of the husband. Because of the husband. And really heavy torture. Really heavy torture. Then what happened? I started talking about her father. Actually, mother is no more. Only father is there. And she loves the father more. I started discussing about the father. What the father likes, what the father dislikes, what is his age, what are the how he is. Okay. So when we were talking, she told that actually my father is also suffering from diabetes. Oh, then I started talking about it. Diabetes. Then they need care, yeah. They need care. They need the food, the correct time food they need. All these things I started talking. That again, it is a protective factor. That is a protective factor that will also divert the topic and also instill a hope. Okay, I have to live for my dad. Somewhere I get problem, I don't want to live. But somewhere I have the hope, I love someone and that person loves me. For them, I have to live. No? That we can recreate. We will continue with the topic again. We have 20 more slides in this. I will forward the slide also. And one request is, please create Hindi version and Tamil version and your own language, your mother tongue version, and send the questionnaire. That will be very, very useful. That you will be doing a great service to the humanity. I will put your name, I will put your photo, and I will post it in the. I will put it in the website so that people can download, people can use it. That will be in one way. It is branding for you, and also you are helping the people. Okay. Thank you very much, Jim. We will meet tomorrow.